Greeting and welcome to the Intensive Success Growth. I am your host, Nishant Sharma. Please give warm welcome to our guest, Steve Coombes. Steve is a solopreneur coach and podcast host, author. Welcome, Steve.
Well, good morning. It's good to be here with you, Nishant.
Okay, let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who were you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
That's a wonderful question. Because I am a solopreneur coach, that's actually because I have succeeded in business in the past, and being surrounded by people who are doing the kind of work that I enjoy and finding my own path has been really important to me. And I found that I love to teach, I love to coach, but it didn't start that way. It started because I was looking for a better lifestyle for me and my family, and surrounded by people who have already achieved the kind of results that I wanted to achieve. That was what really mattered. And as far as who that was, my first successful solopreneur business was as a writer, and I learned to surround myself with mentors and people who are successful in that field 15 years ago, and that made all the difference in the world. And I've learned that you can't succeed. Let's put it this way: you're much less likely to succeed trying to do everything alone. I failed plenty of times, and every time I fail, I found I try to do it all myself.
What's the reason? Why do people fail?
That's a great question. It tends to be a few different things I've found. A lot of times it's mindset, your fear to get started, so you don't take action. And the number one reason I've seen in my personal coaching clients is they won't take action. They might study, they might learn everything they needed to know, but when it comes down to actually implementing what they know they should do, they balk at it. They don't move. And it's always more study, or it's always, the little piddly work that they are comfortable in. So it really becomes a mindset issue of, hey, am I comfortable to stretch myself into an area that's uncomfortable for me, and I can move forward? And related to that, I would say is you need to surround yourself with people, and we talked about this just a moment ago, surround yourself with people who have already done what you're trying to do. You're highly unlikely to be the first person to ever do something. And even if you are, you're probably standing on the backs of many people who went before you, who've kind of paved the road for you. So even if you're building something brand new, it's not really brand new. It's an extension of things that others have accomplished already. So take advantage of that and surround yourself with people who can assist you, even if it's just as a mentor, could be a coach, could be peers in your industry. But look for opportunities to grow with others around you who are accomplishing a lot of things that you want to accomplish.
What's your success secrets that other can model from you?
Success secrets. I'm not sure that it's a secret. Really, it comes down to, hey, define what is it you're trying to achieve. You need to have clarity on where you're going. Otherwise, you can just go any direction and you just end up wherever. But if you have clarity on where you're trying to go and you take action to actually achieve it, and I don't mean just a little bit of action, but be all in on what you're trying to achieve. Recently, I have started in the last couple of years, a couple of new businesses, which I have quickly succeeded at because number one, I surrounded myself with people who could teach me how to do it well. Number two, I decided I'm going to really do this thing and not just play around with it. And number three, I took massive action. You have to take the action, and you have to take it smartly. That means you're getting the advice from others, coaches, mentors. Even in my coaching business, I've learned a lot from other coaches who are further down the path than I am, and I've learned from them. And I invest in myself in knowledge and help from others. You have to do the same thing. Whatever you're doing, find those who are able to help you. And not just it's not a parasitic relationship. It's a, hey, I want to learn from you, and you find a way to make it mutually beneficial.
Okay. So who is your ideal client?
Ideal client. Well, let's talk about it from the coaching perspective, because I have multiple businesses, as I mentioned. But for coaching students, my ideal client is somebody who is ready to invest in themselves. And I don't mean invest in me. I'm talking about invest in themselves so that they can grow a business that actually serves them and their family. That's somebody who is at the point where they say, yes, I know I want to achieve something big. I may not know everything I need to know to get there, but I'm willing to do the work to get there. And in my specific niche, it's working with solopreneurs. Those are individuals who they're not looking to have a big staff of W-2 employees in a brick and mortar, but it doesn't mean you're working alone. You might have a virtual team or at some point grow a virtual team. You're going to surround yourself with resources and partners who will help you, but those are my primary clients.
Okay. How do you find your ideal client?
A lot of folks find me through my podcast and my community. I have the Solopreneur Success podcast, have had that for a few years now. And I love the opportunity to interview different leaders in different areas, especially particularly solopreneurs. The stories are amazing. And the folks that listen to that are often inspired, and they'll come into my community. And those that say, I would like the extra help, will reach out to me. And I make that available through a simple virtual coffee. We have a conversation. It's not a sales call. It's just like, hey, let's chat. And some of my best clients have come right through there.
Okay. How do you deliver 5-star client experience?
Well, number one, that's by defining who should work with me. And in my coaching practice, something I've done that has worked very well for me is I only coach people one-on-one by invitation only. And here's why. I don't think that they should ever coach with me unless it's a great fit, not an okay fit, a great fit for both me and them. That means we have built rapport, and we have found that working together, I can actually really, yes, help them in their business. And yes, they're going to listen to me, not that I'm telling them what to do, but that I can actually help them and they're open to receiving that help. That comes about by having just an initial one-time coaching session, which is available on my website, but I don't go past that unless I think it's an excellent fit. And that's really the key to success for me in coaching, is being very selective in who I work with. And that's how I get a 5-star client. Because by the time I invite somebody to coach with me, it's usually a slam dunk yes, because I think they're a great fit and they're a great fit for me. There are times, Nishant, where I've made a mistake and said, like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have really invited that person to coach with me. It wasn't a terrific fit. And as a matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago, this happened. And I just called him up. He says, look, I'm not sure this is the greatest fit for us. And he had already told me, yes, this is money that's coming to my account. But I said, you know what? I don't think it's a great fit. I think you should probably work with someone else. And he had some other coaches in mind. Fantastic. My goal is not to have every client in the world. My goal is to work with exactly the clients who are perfect, that I can help them and they will grow with me. And then I'm going to enjoy working with them as well. It's a two-way street.
You are passionate about coaching. You love it.
I do love it. What lights me up is when somebody gets that light in their eyes and, oh man, I can really do this thing, or this challenge has been driving me absolutely nuts. One of my recent clients, who's actually still a client, was just working 60, 65 hours a week last summer when she hired me, and just kind of stressed out. And she got a terrific business, but just overwhelmed. She's working 4 days a week, half a day each day, and making more money than she did last year. How does that happen? It happens because you bring in resources that can help you kind of see a different view of what's possible. And that's what I like helping people do. That to me brings me joy, that I can help people like restore time with their family, grow a business that actually provides the lifestyle they want, and not become captive to their job, which is, your business can become your job, and it can be a ball and chain, or it can be a great joy. I want it to be a great joy.
What are you grateful for today?
Wow, it's funny you say that. This morning, I was specifically grateful just my relationship with Jesus Christ. I'm a Christian, and I was grateful for that. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak with you today. I'm grateful that I have a home office. I recently moved to Texas from New Hampshire, and I have a home office instead of working in part of my bedroom like I did for like 11 years. There's so much to be grateful for, and I think we have to be always open to seeing, look, I have food to eat. I have clothes on my back. I have a car. I don't have to worry about, am I going to go hungry today, or my family is going to go hungry. We forget the little things even. There's so much to be grateful for. I could go on all day about that, but I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. How young are you?
How young am I? So I would call myself 52 years young. I think you have maybe a different way to present that. But yes, I'm 52 years old.
Okay. You are not 52 years young. You are 18 years young with 34-year experience.
And I like that. And maybe in a certain way, I might be even younger than 18 in that regard, because I've desired to have my own business since I was a young teenager. So maybe 5 years more experience in that.
So who is your living mentor and what's the
Living,
impact?
yeah, again, it depends on the business, but since I think we're focused on the coaching side of things, one of the folks who has really been a blessing to me through his work is Brendan Burchard. I regularly recommend his book, High Performance Habits, to folks, because he has kind of come through an area of depression and then built an amazing business of coaching and helping people. And I envision being able to grow a business where I help literally 1 million solopreneurs start and grow their own business. That's a huge vision. And it only comes to achievement and fruition by hard work and smart work. And I'm learning from him and other coaches in the space. So that's one mentor in that space, I would say.
Okay. Oh, what advice you will give younger yourself?
Take action with help. I've taken action on businesses and kind of did half steps and failed. I've done businesses in the past, like when I was a computer programmer, I started a business where I was developing a church database software program, and it did the work, but I didn't really find help to know how to market it and grow that business. And as a result, it really went nowhere. So I've had business failures just because I didn't surround myself with people who could help me grow in the areas I needed to grow in. So I would tell myself, look for mentors and coaches, follow their advice, take action, take massive action.
So why being impactful is more important to you?
Wow. I want to leave a legacy. The area of vision for me, the 1 million solopreneurs, it's not just a pie in the sky thing. It's a big number. If I help 500,000 solopreneurs and not 1 million, am I going to be all disappointed? Not really, but I am shooting for that million. And the reason I put that number on it is because I want to make a massive impact in the world and really help a lot of people. I found that by establishing the right business, you can truly change the lives of families. You can give people the not just freedom and flexibility of working for themselves, but the income security. And there are challenges in business, absolutely. Are there risks in business? Absolutely. But by helping them, I can help families, and that makes a big difference to my family, and I want to help other families the same way.
Okay. How can we support you?
How can you support me? Share my podcast. Give it a listen. If you think it would be excellent for you or someone else to be helped by, share it. My community is free too. So the podcast and a community over at my website, solopreneurcoach.com, they're both absolutely free. Take advantage of those resources and share it with people who would love to have their own business as a solopreneur and build time for their family. That helps me, but it also helps you or them.
Okay. What would you like to say about your guest experience on this show?
Nishant, one thing I love is that you're not afraid to ask questions that make you think a little bit. And I appreciate the fact that you gave me some of these questions in advance to think about. But at the same time, I believe it's important that people hear from different voices. And I appreciate the opportunity to just be another voice for your audience, to encourage them and help them today.
Okay. What's your final word?
My final word: take action. If you have a desire and a dream to do something, don't put it off. Life is too short. Take action.
Okay. Thanks, Steve, for sharing your wisdom with us on the behalf of our community and team. We really appreciate you. Until the next time, all good wishes to you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.